I'm certainly not a millennial or anything like this, but I operate in this way. I expect to operate in this way. So that's one of your challenges at the micro level. Let's look at what this person's going to be doing. This is how they want to work in the working environment. They want accessibility, they know what they want to learn, they understand what's going on in the marketplace. And if, as a learning profession, you're not providing them with an environment like this, they pretty quickly get fed up. They can't operate in the way they want to operate. And this not only affects you as learning professionals, it also affects the companies that you work for. And why does it affect the companies you work for? Again, has anyone seen this study by Deloitte? Again, yes, no, seen it? Okay, again, another great piece of recommended reading. This study was carried out in 2015, but the facts are pretty hard to take up. Gallup, which is a pretty large polling organisation, worked out that 13% of employees were engaged, and that's active engagement. I'm really for the company, I'm doing some good things for the company. 26% were actively disengaged. Now what does that mean? They describe it as being positively destructive within an organisation. Glassdoor, again, everyone must have heard of Glassdoor. Yes, nodding heads, fantastic. 54% recommend their company. 46% are not recommending their company. That's a bit worrying as well. Next stat, 80% of organisations feel that their employees are overwhelmed. So these are leading and trailing indicators of why people are not engaged. And 66% of millennials, greater than, want accelerated development. If they don't have accelerated development, they will leave. So one of the jobs of learning and development, your function, I'm presuming everyone here is in learning and development, is that right? Has anyone different functions, HR, but predominantly learning and development? Your job is to try and help this happen. Why? Because retention and engagement is the number 2 issue for business leaders. So they've been playing lip service to it for so long. How many of you have had an increase in your learning and training budget this year? Oh, one person. How many else? Not many. How many is it the same? A few more. How many has gone down? Okay, a few more. I'm not saying that's the most accurate poll, but one person said yes, a few said the same, more of you said less. So you have to do more with less, but you're having to focus on this piece as well. So at the micro level, you've got the self-directed learner and the way they want to learn. At the macro level, unless you engage those people, these things start to happen. And that's going to mean that your company, your organisation, is not going to be winning that war for talent. So, we talked about empowering, engagement and enable. So, I'm going to talk about in the rest of this presentation how we can empower learning development at every level. We can engage people with social, mobile and collaboration, and we can enable performance support at the point and time in need that individual wants it. To do it, I'm going to look at a number of Saba customers. So instead of me standing up here and telling you about what they've done, I'm going to let them tell you what they've done and how they've done it, because that'll provide you with a more credible view, a more realistic view. So the first company is R.R. Donnelley. Bit of background to R.R. Donnelley. They are a large, historic, as you can see from the old company plate, printing firm. 68,000 people. They've grown by a huge amount of acquisition, but they've been in the printing business. The printing business has gone through a massive transformation. And because of that transformation, they've had to adopt different processes to change products. So they've got rapid product evolution, customer service challenges, and they've wanted to provide performance support at the point of need. So I'm going to let them tell you their story.
We're typically known as a printing organization. The way that the communication process is changing in this country has really necessitated us to become more than just a printer.
Today, we can actually create content for our customers, we can distribute that content, we can manage that content, we can measure the effectiveness of that content. These are all business lines that have been created in the last 10 years inside this company.
We did a lot of mergers and acquisitions that have grown our business beyond the print. And that evolution has forced training and development to be a lot more agile in what we offer out to our end users.
Today we've got 68,000 people that work for this company. There are really well-skilled employees that run manufacturing pieces of equipment, and then there are employees that their entire job is building websites and developing, and those are different skill sets. And those skill sets will require us to educate our people in new and different ways.
It's critical for us to blend these cultures into one service delivery culture to our customers so that they could expect the same service from no matter who they worked with at our Dunlin. We learned very quickly to have a centralized mechanism to get the training out to our employees in the same way, having Saba available to us and having it online because our employees are everywhere was absolutely critical.
2 years ago, when I looked at the mix of the learning that was going on in our organization, we were really out of balance.
We began to actually shift the model of learning through the Saba system that we use that helps to create communities of learning across the world.
Before Saba, we had put a lot of rich content that we built and also that was off the shelf into our learning platform and expected the organization to come in and start interacting with that. Nobody came. It wasn't until we moved to Saba, we layered in a coach aspect alongside of, so a person's not only interacting with the content, they're interacting with the coach. It's all that interaction that brings it to life and makes it real and relevant, and to be honest with you, is what makes it stick. Our transition is to go from dunk to drip. Dunk is sending people to a 2-day in-classroom course. Drip means small little learning chunks over a long period of time or forever.
Because of our global nature and the number of people that we have using this system, we really wanted a cloud-based system. One that had a distributed architecture, so regardless of where I am in the world, my download speeds, my access was quick and relatively fast on how I can access content and interact with the system. We also wanted one that would grow with us quickly and easily. When you're in a cloud-based system, it's constantly evolving as we're moving and evolving, and that's really important to us.
Saba allows my organization to get that information and then turn around and help their customer with options that they didn't have available to them previously. How do we know it's working? Our customers are actually coming to us and say, what solutions are you using? Can you help us deliver the same level of service that you're delivering for us?
It's giving us a lot more capabilities beyond what we were originally looking for, and it's going to, in my opinion, take our learning to a whole new level.
So that's the case study that we've got to show you that really illustrates a transition of a business. How do you get disparate parts to work together? How do you get parts of the organization to share information with each other? And so they looked at it in terms of a challenge they had to achieve, and they also looked at what were the measurables that they got around at. And one of their biggest measurables were cost reduction, and the second part was that their customers were coming to them saying, what are you doing? You are now providing us with excellent service, so what are you doing to enable that to happen? How are your employees able, right on the fringe of the business, to offer that consistency and that support to us? And that was a really good message that came from them. The next case study I'd like to look at is Dell. It's a bigger company, much bigger company. Not only has it got 100,000 employees, it's also looking up after tens of millions of customers in a virtual community. So tens of millions of customers. Performance support was very, very important. They had a large consolidation project. They had about 12, 13 LMSs they had to pull into a single repository. In addition, they wanted it to be simple. As you can imagine, with 12, 13 LMSs, it was complex, there was legacy. They wanted it simple, easy, and measurable. So they wanted to see clear results, and moving from a compliance environment, they wanted to go to transformational learning. So again, this is their story.
Before Saba, I had to look information up on 2 or 3 different websites just to get what I needed. Sometimes even having to refer back to paper manual. It was not fun.
Consistency in support and supporting many different types of customers, from a consumer all the way up to a data center enterprise customer, means quick access to information.
So when certain types of events happen globally, a tool being accessible 24/7 and making it very easy to find the information is critical to our learners. Just one system of truth and one place to go to get everything you needed to support our customers. And it's got to be a cloud environment. The Saba solution allowed us to put all those pieces together.
Educate Dell is delivering the same type of experience to literally tens of millions of customer contacts a day.
Saba is powering Educate Dell by enabling us to structure our content. You can't educate somebody a range of information, we educate them what they need to know.
Saba is helping us transform our learning by making it more simple, personalized, giving us the ability to measure the learning, aligning it to industry standards, and providing global 24/7 availability. When I need to find something, I type it into Google for the immediate answers I need. And Saba is providing us that same intelligent search capabilities for our learners.
So every end user, wants a unique experience customized just for them. I mean, whether you're a millennial, a Gen X, or you're a baby boomer like myself, you want to feel that that user experience is designed specifically for you. Going from our old internal systems, we had over 12 million pieces of content, almost 17,000 different types of courses. Now we have a true management system in place with Saba technology and say what is really relevant for our end users.
Well, I think there's always been a stipulation of sometimes training as a punishment or a necessary evil. Taking training from a compliance perspective gets the wrong reaction from your learner. Taking training as a transformation of information that they need on an ongoing basis, now it becomes value.
Saba's capability has allowed Dell to truly put a foundational tool in place that has the capability to grow into a world-class learning management system for all of Dell enterprise.
Saba makes it easy to look up content reference material on the systems on a moment's notice, on my tablet, on my computer, on my phone. Now it's as easy as scan, learn, do. Saba helps me be a hero to my customers.
Saba helps me engage our employees.
Saba helps me reach everyone.
Saba helps me transform learning.
Saba helps me win at Dell, every contact, every day.
So some of those points, do they resonate with you in terms of trying to take compliance learning to make it more interesting, more engaging, so that people don't go, oh, I've got to do this health and safety compliance? Is that things that you're facing as a company? Okay. I want to change gears now. These have been talking about large organisations, companies that Saba has traditionally sold to and marketed to. I want to now talk about some smaller companies. And the next company is a company called Flightcar. It's got 200 employees, but their challenge is they're growing at 300 to 400%. That's fast per annum. They've got young employees coming in and their service delivery is right at the customer's edge. They know very quickly whether the customer enjoys their service or not. They're also offering a very different service, and as you'll hear, they basically garage your car for a period of time, and whilst you're on holiday, they rent it out for you. I don't think I would do that, but people in California do it. But that's how it works over there. So for them, onboarding people really quickly, getting them engaged, getting them delivering the company message is really, really important. And they've seen huge measurement improvements. So I don't know, how many people here measure the way and the effectiveness of their learning, and how do you do that? Is that something that you do with Happy Sheets, or do you start looking on impact on business? Or something you'd like to do is look at impact on business. It's hard, it's tricky, but if you look at this next video, it'll give you an idea of how that can be done.
Flightcar is the world's first peer-to-peer car sharing company to operate airports. The way it works is you're going away to Hawaii for a week, you come to our parking facility, drop off your car, our teammate will check you in on an iPad, we'll drop you off at the airport, you're on your way, you return from your trip, you use our app, we pick you up right from the curb, bring you back to our facility, your car is washed, vacuumed, ready to go, so you're in and out in just a couple of minutes. And the parking is always free, even if the car is not rented. And if it is rented, then you'll make money per mile that your car is rented. It's very important that every person we bring on board understands every role within the company, because it is a very different business than Hertz or any of these other sort of incumbents out there. Bringing in our first HR leader was game-changing for us. So up to that point, we had no formal learning program.
HR at Flightcar is about aggressively building an awesome culture. I've been with the organization now for about 10 months. Our company has grown 340% across the board. And just in a visual way, if you think about us, we're screaming up the side of a mountain in a race car, as opposed to taking one step at a time. How do I get my information out at that same speed? 3 weeks before Christmas, I went to Saba and I said, I really want your system, but I need to implement it in 6 weeks. And we were completely successful in 6 weeks. I sent out an email to my organization and I said, hey, we have this new system, it's called Saba, and here's your login information. You can't break it. It looks like Facebook. I just turned it on.
So I come from the rental car industry, and usually the growth is 1-2 locations a year, maybe. Flight Car has been completely different. Saba has been very helpful with that, in the sense that now we can have 3-4 locations, and all their employees be trained at the same time in different markets, and as rapidly as we can, have them in front of the computer, and that's actually been awesome.
My job is to make every guest leave with a memory and not just a transaction. We use Saba to make sure that everyone receives the same training throughout our current 17 locations. And then on top of that, we do soft skill training. We really want all of our staff, our team members, to feel like they're going into each experience, creating a conversation with each case.
In the first week, Saba's helped me, to get a better understanding of how to deal with customers, being more efficient, greeting customers by their first names, treating them like they are one of our VIP guests, like they've been here with us before.
Saba incredibly helps our guest experience, which then organizationally helps our NPS score. We've seen over the past 10 months a dramatic increase in NPS scores just from experiencing consistency, and Saba is what allows us to create that consistent product. There are many reasons why I chose Saba Cloud, but I really like the fact that Saba is a web-based system. It's built from a smart perspective, and I think that's what makes it intelligent. Intelligent talent management is not just looking at learning by itself, not just looking at performance management or compensation or recruitment by itself. I think it's being able to provide a solution, not just a system. Saba allows me to realistically look at what I need to do as an organization in a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, and how I can use the tool to help me get to where I need to go.
Our plan is, of course, to be very aggressive with opening new markets and expansion, and we have been, and there's absolutely no way that we could have done it and can do it without Saba.
Without Saba, we'd be 20 years behind in a 3-year-old startup.
So that's looking at a company that's going beyond just learning. They're looking at performance management, succession planning, workforce planning, and then pushing further out to areas of recruitment and compensation management. So that's all possible if you go just outside of learning. And I think as learning professionals, you have to think outside of just learning, because you have a huge impact on performance, you have a huge impact on succession, because at the end of the day, you are training the people for tomorrow with skills that are needed for tomorrow, management for tomorrow. And so you can't divorce your learning and training activities from that bigger picture. So that's an illustration of how a small company, 200 people, and probably today it's growing at that rate, it's probably 250 people since that video was made, is doing it using our product. So the next company is Guitar Center. This company has turned retail on its head. If anyone knows about this industry at all, retail is going through dramatic changes, dramatic competition, and really is having to do things very differently, otherwise they can lose business overnight. So expensive real estate, expensive people to look after, and you're selling one product only. But they've had an interesting way of looking at how to manage their staff to be more effective in the role, that's having a positive increase on revenue, a positive increase on retention, and building managers for the future. I'll let them tell their story.
When I started the Guitar Center, I knew a lot about bass playing, but I really didn't know that much about customer service.
Guitar Center is a place where all we sell is the greatest feeling on earth. We help people make music. We have to make sure that our instruments and our technology and our delivery stays right on edge with our customer. The music scene's constantly evolving and changing, and we need to be there with them.
At Guitar Center, we understand that information is power. The knowledge of our associates is paramount to their experience. And the more they know, the better chance our customers are going to have that great experience and get that guitar or that light or that DJ mixer and make sure they have everything that's going to help them make music. There's so many options to buy online. You could go in the parking lot and order that guitar from your car seat. And so So that's what we're competing against. So we only have one chance to get this right.
How do we ensure that every one of our associates is able to keep that promise to the customer? When you start with Guitar Center on day one, you are introduced to our training, but we're trying to develop the skills to help the associate help the customer. Intelligent talent management is ensuring that associates get the right information at the right time, at the right point in their career path, to be able to be ready for the next position. Our goal is to utilize our talent system within Saba to really expand social learning. We would like our associates to teach each other. The more that we can get our people to utilize the cloud, utilize the information that's out there, and interact with each other, that's going to help all of our customers throughout the country and just help our business grow.
At Guitar Center, we create nearly 100% of our own content, and it gives us the advantage of creating our own vibe. We work really hard to make the training fun, to make it enjoyable for the learner, which then ties into our whole goal as a company.
I love my job, and I love going on Saba and putting out stuff that I find interesting and I find involving and engaging, and sending that out to our associates across the country so they can have that same feeling that I do, the greatest feeling on earth.
Saba is uniquely suited to help Guitar Center today, being a cloud-based product. It's available everywhere. Desktops, laptops, mobile, different kind of devices, phones and tablets, and so you can get your information when you need it.
Saba is central and key to everything that we do with talent management. Every aspect of learning, development, performance management, improvement, we house within Saba, and that's our go-to place. We want to know what you're learning, how you're learning, and what we can do to deliver information. If you go to an in-person workshop, we do a pre-assessment through Saba. We do a post-assessment, and it allows us to track everything and pull everything together to have our talent pools, and then that leads to finding the right people for the right roles within our organization, as opposed to hoping to find the right people.
The potential of Saba moving forward is really endless. All the different social features that we're the most excited about permeates not just learning, but succession and talent and recruiting and compensation. It's exciting to think about what we're going to be able to do with it. It's just the beginning.
So that last presenter, Chris Salis, when I met him at a summit that we held over in the US, he said to me that he'd gone from a learning department of about 14, 15 people to a learning department of about 14,000 people, because suddenly all of the associates were contributing. All of the associates were giving ideas to get best practice, how to sell this guitar over that guitar, how to sell or upsell various products. So suddenly he opened his world up, and he made it very easy for them to contribute, to tag, and to share with the rest of the company. Net result is they're being far more effective in their delivery of learning. So this is the solution that this is all based on. It's Saba Cloud, and I just want to give you a tiny little background of what the product comprises. It's taken 4 major pieces of technology. So, Internet is so key, and availability in the cloud is so absolutely key for any application going forward. Second part is mobile. We all were on your mobile devices. We all rely on those mobile devices to both give information, receive information. It's so important to be in contact. Next area is social. Social is so important. Social networking, both asynchronous and synchronous, very, very important. And the final one is machine intelligence. So anyone who's been on Amazon, who's shopped on Amazon? Everybody, yeah. So you go on Amazon, you look for a product. Once you look at it, they've already clocked that. Once you buy it, they've really understood that. And very quickly they'll start suggesting other products that other people have bought. It's exactly the same with learning. So if someone's consumed a bit of learning, they have a job role, and they've consumed a bit of learning, and you are following that person because you have a similar job role, you will be notified that other people who have a similar job role to you have consumed this piece of learning, and they've rated it. They've rated it good, they've rated it bad, but it helps you. So the kind of machine intelligence can recommend learning based on your job function, can based on your role, can based on where you want to go. So if you look at career development, it says, I want to go to this next pay grade, what do I need to learn to get there? It can also start looking at the type of roles you're doing. So if you are, let's say, out in the field and you're working on a certain requirement, let's say you're working on a certain part and you're in maintenance, it can then suggest learning to help you with performance support. So if you're a field engineer, you're working on a product, you can start recommending different bits of learning to help you with that particular challenge you're facing. So the product, as we said, it's built on a cloud platform. It's got intelligent core and collaboration that goes through all the different applications. The learning piece is just one of the components of a talent management system, and as you'd expect, it has the ability to go out to any mobile device. It also has an analytics engine, and marketplace is something where external content can be brought in. So whatever content people want to use, we're agnostic, we'll just accept any content coming in, and it's very, very easy to use. So this is why we say that we are able to enable these three different things and to allow your employees to thrive at work. Because if they can thrive at work, then you're going to get more engaged people, you're going to get more productive people. You will be doing a better job, which is more rewarding, and the company will be faring better. This is an external assessment of us as a company. I don't know whether anyone's heard of Fosway. Again, they're at this exhibition today, they're just over there. They've produced a 9-grid on various different parts of the market, talent management, LMS and the like. This is their latest one that was released 2 days ago, and as you can see, Sabre is positioned in the top right hand corner in terms of potential, which covers product efficacy and product functionality, and performance, which is to do with market acceptance and customer advocacy. Similarly, another report from Aragon Group, they also rate Sabre as a leader in terms of functionality and customer service. So again, the product is proven not only by the customers but also by the industry analysts. Other companies, I don't know whether anybody here is thinking about Workday or their companies are thinking about Workday. Workday is a new paradigm shift in ERP. If that's the case, again, Sabre is a certified partner of Workday. We've built a connector which allows us to seamlessly connect with Workday, exchange information at the right levels, and the integration is done. It's already built, it's already certified. So, hopefully I've shown you any size of company, any industry sector, and indeed any learning challenge, from Dell to R.R. Donnelley, Flight Car, and then the last one, Guitar Center. Those are just 4 different companies with different challenges, different sizes, different scales that they needed to achieve. But one thing they were all doing is they were allowing their employees to really thrive at work. If you'd like to find out more, please visit us on stand E8. I've also provided on your seats, unless you're sitting on them, a nice little brief white paper that talks about how organisations can modernise their learning. I encourage you to read it, but most of all, please pop by our stand. You can see us because we're wearing these outrageous, I don't know who chose them, these outrageous t-shirts. I'm glad I've got a top on, and you'll spot us. So we're in the second hall towards the back over there. So please come and join us. Thank you very much for your time.